Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Vignesh. Today, I wish to bring your attention to a serious issue that the state has been facing for long. Can you guess what the issue is? It's the unstoppable exodus of a vibrant and talented youngsters from our state. The first thing that you should understand, every person should understand, is this mass migration is not merely a statistical anomaly. We can shut our eyes before this reality. In fact, this migration is a reflection of the failure of our system to address the plight of our youngsters. Think on thing. In this great state of Kerala, where the spirit of progress once burned bright, what we witness now, what we witness, actually we witness the withering of enthusiasm and hope among our youngsters. It's painful. Who will take the blame? System? People? Leaders? The blame lies squarely on the shoulders of our system alone. Nobody else is responsible. System is primarily responsible to this injustice because they have simply demonstrated a shocking lack of empathy, vision, and action towards the aspirations and challenges faced by our youngsters. Where is the problem? That is where our attention should be concentrated. Don't you think this underrepresentation of youngsters in the highest positions of power should be discussed? Let me ask you a question. How can we expect our system to truly understand the needs of our youngsters when they are shut out from the corridors of power? It is this underrepresentation of youngsters in this context that this question arises. When the youngsters are nowhere near the corridor of power, the the table where highest decisions are making, then how how the system is going to understand the needs of youngsters? We can't simply expect our leaders to act too brilliant or act too good. Can we? Our leaders are simply steeped in the outdated ideologies and clinging to the remnants of the past. They fail to connect with the realities of the present and the dreams of the future. But it is not just their indifference that have forced our youngsters to seek opportunities elsewhere. It is the unprogressive attitude, the stagnant thoughts of our leaders which suffocates the potential of our state. Instead of embracing innovation, entrepreneurship, and forward thinking policies, they simply cling to the same old tired rhetoric that has hinders progress and stifles growth. Let's not mince words. Corruption 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 is everywhere, and corruption has become a norm. It is painful. It is painful. It's a painful truth that our government or system has failed to tackle this cancer. This prevalence of corruption, this prevalence of bad administration or lack of enthusiasm in our administration to do good things to youngsters simply drives away investors and simply drives up those who are who have genuine interest to do good to our youngsters. But friends, it's time to rise voice. It's time to reclaim our state from the clutches of indifference, corruption, and stagnation. We must demand accountability and transparency from our system. It's high time. We must fight for the inclusion of young voices at every levels of decision making. Our youth deserves to have a seat at the highest table of decision making. Then only our ideas and aspirations can be directed to shape the future of our state. We cannot stand idly by when our future slips away. We must challenge the status quo. We must challenge the status quo, question the failed policies, and demand change. If the system is not going to accept it, if the system is not going to recognize the demands of our youngsters, they must recognize it, or we must make them recognize our aspirations. Our system must recognize that the true strength of the state lies in the energy, enthusiasm, and brilliance of our youngsters. They must champion our cause, invest in our potential, and pave way for a prosperous and inclusive future for our youngsters. It's time to dismantle the barriers that hinder progress and opportunity. We must eradicate corruption, demand better governance, and foster an environment that encourages innovation, entrepreneurship, and growth. Our government must prioritize the needs of the youth, providing them with quality education, skill development, and job opportunities. We cannot solely rely on the government. Do we? Can we? Or should we? We cannot. We should not. Transformation is everybody's responsibility. Each and every one of us has a role to play. We must encourage our youth, we must empower them and inspire them to dream big and must support their endeavors. We must create a society that values merit over mediocrity. And when we create a society which values merit over mediocrity, that rewards hard work and talent, it itself creates change. Together we can halt this exodus. Together we can reinstate, reignite, and re-establish the flame of enthusiasm and pride in our state. Together we can create a Kerala where our youngsters no longer yearn for opportunities elsewhere, but instead flourish in a land that nourishes their dreams. My fellow Keralites, My fellow youngsters, let us unite as a force for change. Let our voice echo across the length and breadth of a state, shaking the foundations of indifference and corruption. Let's march forward. Let's march forward hand in hand to go towards a brighter future. A future where our youth can thrive and Kerala can reclaim its rightful place as a land of boundless opportunities. Thank you, and let our fire for change burn bright.